Thanks for stopping by. How can I help you? Alright. Okay. So, I've got a few things here for you, okay? By the way, my name's Oliver. I just started working here, and if you don't mind, I actually have a little cheat sheet that they gave me to razzle your dazzle, if you know what I mean. Yeah? Alright, let's do this. Alright, so I'm gonna give you some of the cheaper things first. But then I can see it in your face. You like the expensive stuff. Can't always afford it, but you like it. So, let's get started. Alright, you're actually my first customer ever. So I would just like to thank you so much because you're like my little guinea pig, and it's super exciting. I apologize. I'm just a little peppy. People say I can be a little too much, but I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they say I talk too much, but that's one thing. But peppy. They don't know what they're talking about. So, you're here today for some cologne. I hope so, because this is a cologne store. You're not? You're funny. You're funny. Alright, so this is gonna be fun. I can see you're a gamer with this. So, today, let's start with the cheaper options, like I said. Then we're gonna move into the more expensive, and we're gonna do it. Alright, so, the first thing we've got here is Playboy Endless Night. And according to my documentation right here, Playboy Endless Night spray. It's a body spray. Relax, okay? We're starting. This will run you about $5. So we're starting off low, and we'll get up to $350. But now, this says Endless Night for him is sophisticated fragrance for men. The confident, woody, spicy scent opens with top notes of Italian lemon, saffron, and cardamom. Man, I really wish they printed this on better paper because it's really hard to read in the light. So I'm going to do this. Alright, opens with tops notes of Italian lemon, saffron, and cardamom. The heart is invigorating with notes from cinnamon, night blooming jasmine, and violet leaf. The base is deep and sensuous, with notes from leather, patchouli, and cedar. Any Italians watching, I'm kind of sorry. Kind of. I'm not fully Italian, you know, I don't know if you're Italian. So, what I've got to say about this, that's this one. This is great for the price. You will go into the club and you will own it. Alright? I can't talk about your social skills, but I can tell you, you will smell great in this. So, remember, if you want this, it is $5. And there's one more for $5, so stay tuned for that. Alright. Immediately into it, I've got this second Playboy that is also $5. New York. Wow, it makes such a great sound. So this has 0% aluminum salts. Didn't know that was a thing. You learn something new every day. I mean, the other day I learned that water buffalo are actually microscopic. I know, crazy. But there is anti-white marks, which that's actually kind of a huge thing. I have had several black shirts that just get very annoying. When you put on a deodorant and then the white marks get all over your black shirt, and then it's like, did you try today? And I'm like, no. Just kidding, I'm always trying. So, let's tell you a little bit about Playboy New York. Playboy New York is mandarin orange, plum, orchard, lily of the valley, and freesia. And it was created in 2013 and its recommended use is romantic, so I see you. If you get this one, I know what you're using it for. Don't you lie to me. But anyway, that is Playboy New York. Now, we're going to get into a slightly different range. Well, first, let's throw in this cheaper version. It's not too expensive, but it's not cheap. This is going to run you about $20. I think I could be wrong. There's no price guide here. Hey, do you know how much this is? No? Well, since we don't know how much it is, if it's not $20, I'll actually just give it to you for $20 and I will eat the money because this is my bad. So we will continue. Now, this here is Euphoria for Men. Now, the review for Euphoria Men. If you look online, there are several reviews. This is a highly regarded fragrance. Now, this, like I said, is going to cost you $20 because I don't know 100% the price. But if you actually read the reviews online, there are reviews from women saying, you know, my boyfriend put this on, or he sprayed it right before he went to work, and it's like, I almost lost control. And I read that, and I'm like, man, I need a whole one of these myself. Am I right? Yeah, dab me up. All right. Let's read a little bit about Euphoria Men. All right, Calvin Klein Euphoria Men. The very addictive Euphoria Men body spray is an intriguing scent that's filled with freshness and sensuality. The sophisticated perfume was introduced in the year 2008. Wow. By Calvin Klein and has ginger and pepper in its top notes. In the middle lie the warm fragrances of sage, black basil, vetiver, and cedar. Towards the base come the deep whiffs of labdanum, patchouli, myrrh, and agarwood for a masculine fragrance that is refined, sexy, and absolutely uncomplicated. And let me just say, the first time I sprayed this, man, I went off on myself. Just had to buy it. Got it for Christmas not too long ago, but they gave me a used one. I really got to get myself a full one. Go out in a club in this, and you'll be getting all the ladies. At least, like I said, social skills. Alright. So, we have had Endless Nights by Playboy, New York by Playboy, and Calvin Klein Men, Euphoria. Great show on HBO Max, actually. I was watching it the other day with Zendaya. She is really good at her job. Now, let's get into a little more high stakes. And now we're going to get into the 3 Pete and Pedro line of Hero. That was Hero, King, and Rebel. Now, my personal favorite out of these 3, because these were a little more affordable for me, so I decided to go with Rebel first. And then I loved Rebel so much that I went to King, and then I went to Hero. But let me talk about Rebel. Wow. Some good nail tapping sounds. I really wish I had nails to do this. Now, Rebel here. Let's figure this out. Rebel is a great smell that honestly I get notes of Sauvage. Eau de Parfum. I'm gonna get fired if that's not how you say it. So, let's see. Rebel. Starting with an infatuating citrus blend, the fragrance seductively turns warm and mysterious, lasting notes of woods, musk, and spice leave their mark, inspiring you to seize the day and conquer the night. And that's quite literally what it does. Rebel here is going to get you smelling like an absolute G. It's another one of those ones where it's the first cologne I've showed you. However, it honestly could match up with Calvin Klein's Euphoria Men. I will say Rebel does not last quite as long as Euphoria. However, if you get Sauvage, which I will talk to you about later, we can talk about it. But just for a test, I will spray this like so. And I'll smell my hand. Did you smell? Alright, cool. Yeah. Awesome. You can very much tell that this is a citrus-based cologne. And now rub my hands together so I can get the smell on both and then have you smell my arm. So next, we're going to talk about Hero. Hero is the next step in the evolution. You go from the rebel to the hero to the king. Unfortunately, I don't think we have villain in stock, but that's another one. Because if you live long enough, you'll eventually see yourself becoming the villain. Am I right? Alright. So, hero. These three will actually run you about $60 a piece, I believe. Last time I checked, if they raise their prices, I'm sorry. But let us read a little bit about Hero. Scintillating scent starts off with citrus and aromatic notes that more than make their mark. The formula then finishes with a more daring mix of earthy, spice, and woods that everyone will absolutely love. Now, I will say I've gotten more compliments on the Rebel, but Hero has not been too shabby itself. Let us spray a little on my wrist because I don't want you going home with a super smelly wrist. So let's do this. Alright, now, if I could say one thing about it, I would say this is something that you would say is kind of almost like a quintessential sensual smell. But like I said, the smells don't last incredibly long, but these are actually old versions and I'm pretty sure they've updated them. So when you order yourself one, you, my friend, are in for a treat. Now, quickly we're going to move on to King. The best I can say about Pete and Pedro here is they know how to make glass for ASMR purposes. Oh yeah. I hope you're cool with me whispering because this is an ASMR cologne store. So I'm glad you, I think you would have stopped me, if I'm being honest. But you know what? Before we get on to King, let me ask you, how are you feeling about everything? We've gone through Playboy, we've gone through Calvin Klein, we've gone through Rebel. Have you found any that you like so far? Okay, I like your thinking. So, I'm going to keep going. We're going to mess around a little bit if you're okay with that, right? Alright, and we're going to have some fun here until we get up to the most expensive $350 scent that actually you could get for about $12 for a small vial, if you know where to look. So, Hero is another one that we've gone through. And now we look at the return of the king. Lord of the Rings fan? You really should watch them, if I'm being honest. They're kind of like amazing. I'm not going to judge you too harshly, but let's get back to Cologne. we're going to talk later about that. So, King. This right here is going to be your more well-known smell of like manliness. If manliness had a smell, this is kind of what it is. So, let's take a look at my cheat sheet here before I spray a little on me. Legendary scent opens with fresh grassy spice, notes with intertwine with a dash of citrus. As the scent matures, aromatic notes transition to lasting musk and woods accords that mingle magnificently with the incredible freshness at the start. So, now that you're hyped up from that little excursion, let me do a little thingamabob here. I promise you, anybody will love that smell. So what are your thoughts on the lineup here of King, of Hero, and of Rebel? That one was your favorite? Okay. I can respect that. I can respect it. So, now we're actually I'm going to put these out in front of you along with the body sprays. And we're going to move on to my top 5 choices. Alright. So, first off is Invictus Legend Eau de Perfume. If I'm saying this like an American, it's because I am. Thank you. Welcome to me. Oliver, by the way. I don't know if you remember, but let's keep that in your mind. So, let's talk about Invictus with this trophy-looking, handsome devil. Burning like desert heat, Paco Rabanne, Invictus Legend Eau de Perfume triumphs effortlessly and speeds toward glory. A blazing duel, 2 forces clash. Fresh adrenaline rides a whirlwind of hot woods. A fragrance with power for men. Now, if that doesn't bring out some primal urges, I don't know what will. I'm gonna have you smell this, but just be aware this is top 5 stuff, so I'm off limits. Alright. There we go. In a nice ASMR atmosphere with that spray. Go ahead and smell. Perfect. And I did it again. Great. Just wash my hands. How are you enjoying it? Yeah. It's a good one. Yes. So, the thing with Invictus is it's actually going to run you about $80 to $100 depending on where you can get it. However, we're actually having a sale right now of buy one get one free of any order over $80. So, if you buy this and buy one more thing, you're getting 50% off the cheaper item. I know, it's business practice, but really I would recommend that one. Next, we're going to move on to the one I personally use the most. It was about $100 when I bought it. I bought it at $110. I had a friend buy it a couple weeks later at $90, so we're going to average that out to $100. And notice how I'm getting better at my job though, because I know these things. So, let's read the description, just kind of like a hype train a little bit. Noir Sauvage Eau de Perfume exudes sensual and mysterious facets. Calabrian bergamot adds spicy notes for fullness and sensuality as nutmeg is wrapped in a smoky accent of vanilla absolute. A sauvage cologne for men inspired by twilight in the desert, the moment nature awakes, setting the sky ablaze. So, if that didn't get you hyped up, and the Invictus didn't get you hyped up, I don't know what can. This right here, Sauvage Eau de Perfume is my personal favorite cologne. I don't know if you can see because it's a dark bottle, but I've used about down to here's worth of cologne, and it started at the top. So it's definitely been worth the money I spent. And I actually bought it about 4 years ago and spray it once a day minimum, practically every day. So $100, but it'll last you several years, assuming you're not just like blanketing yourself in cologne. You're not doing that, right? Right, okay. All right. So, what you're going to want to do here is think about your options intently. All right. Are you trying to go for a sensual, a manly, a casual? All these scents are a little different with different objectives in mind. If you're going somewhere like a club, maybe you go Invictus. If you're going somewhere like a coffee date, Sauvage is your perfume of choice, or cologne. Call it what you will. Now, what can I say about the rest? Calvin Klein, as I said, has many reviews from several women explaining that things they'd like to do to their significant others when they put it on. So, we're going to move on. But remember, I'll show you all of these at the end and we'll go back through them really quickly. But now we have our top 3 most popular serums of choice, if you will. First, we have Versace. Not just any Versace. This is Versace Pour Homme EDP. And let's take this little casing off first. Here is the vial that it will come in. And as you can see, this is Versace Pour Homme EDP. You will just press down on here. And I've got to say, this is kind of new to me. These 3 just came in. So, but they're the 3 I've fallen in love with the most. So, Versace by far is my favorite of the new 3. Next, I might have a little bit of a tie between the next 2, but you'll see why in a second. Versace is one of these ones that is very fragrant, and I just enjoy myself how it smells on me, because don't tell anybody, but I like to try the colognes like when nobody's looking. Like, I know where the cameras are. There's one dead spot in this store actually where you can just like put this on. You don't have to just like spray it on one of our sticks. But here is Versace's description by Versace. The new fragrance for men, Versace Pour Homme, blends essential ingredients of Mediterranean origin to hit aromatic notes that match the man of today. Knowledgeable and self-confident, he has the ability to live in harmony with the natural world, dynamic and entrepreneurial. The Versace Pour Homme man communicates his forceful and passionate character through this decidedly masculine fragrance. And here I go, and I'm going to spray this on you. On myself, actually. I don't want you going home, like I said. Go ahead and smell. Alright. You're a gamer, I like it. So, that is Versace Pour Homme EDP. And I'm actually going to put it back in this protective casing because this is one of those things that I don't quite want getting out to the general public yet. Because actually, these aren't out yet. These 3 here, like, you're the first person outside of like the people in this that work here that have actually smelled that. So Versace. Next. No, not next. I'm going to do a last second switcheroo on you. Here we have Dolce and Gabbana. Light blue pour homme. Now just to open it up. There we go. Dolce and Gabbana. Now, this one's a little more weak, but when you get your significant other close enough, it is a beautiful scent. So, quickly. Dolce & Gabbana's light blue pour homme's clever pairing of bitter notes and crackling spice with smooth, sweet undertones has given the fragrance a devoted following since its release. This is long-winded, oh my gosh. Top notes of grapefruit and mandarin, a heart of rosewood, Szechuan pepper, and base notes of incense and vetiver, however you say it. So, the good thing about this is you can once again get it in one of these files, and when this is over, when you finally decide which one you like the most, we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to tell you where you can get these 3 last colognes that I'm showing you super cheap. Alright, and next is for me to spray a little on me and let you smell. Oh boy, I am not left-handed. There you go. It smells good, right? Yeah, I thought so too. It's a little weak. You might need 2 sprays for this one, but it is super worth it, I've gotta say. And it's insane because, like I'll tell you, the pricing, you're gonna be getting anybody you want with one of these final, I would honestly say 6 fragrances, but the final 3 are really where you're going to see the most bang for your buck. But finally, we get to the last fragrance I would like to show you because you are a G and I think you would enjoy this. This right here is Creed Aventus. So let's open this baby up. There we go. Creed Aventus is one of these ones that you hear about all the time. You're going to be running about $350 for a 3.3 ounce of this puppy. Why I know that? Because it's expensive. Trust me, I want one, but I'm a Cologne salesman. So until Jeff Zuckerberg or someone walks in here and is like, I'll give you $10,000 to quit your job, then I will be hoping and dreaming of this one. Now, let's see what the fragrance is all about. I just want to thank you for letting me use my cheat sheet because, like, you're my first client, customer, and it's really hard to remember all these. We have like 150 fragrances, and they're like, all right, memorize each description for each one by day 1, and I'm just like, what? Thank you so much for being understanding. All right, the House of Creed, aka Creed Aventus. Draw an array of compliments when you wear Creed Aventus Eau de Parfum for men, laced with notes of birch and black currant for an intense masculine aroma. Designed in 2010 by the father and son team of Olivier. It was close. And Erwin Creed. Like Adonis? Like Creed? Like Rocky Creed? No. I'm just being silly. I'm trying to lighten the mood a little bit. This scent incorporates bergamot and pineapple for a zesty finish that balances the more robust notes spritz on Creed Aventus, not Adventus, in the morning and enjoy how this long lasting scent stays with you throughout the busy day. And let me tell you, out of every fragrance I have here, this is the only fragrance that actually has lasted me all day. When I first put it on, still don't tell anybody, but the spot's over there if you want it. Yeah, behind the makeup aisle. So you can't tell anybody about that secret. That's between me and you. Found it? There we go. Alright. So the thing with Creed Aventus is it's the only thing I've ever worn that actually lasts all day. And when I first put it on, it was kind of like there, but the more I wore it, the scent came alive. And honestly, I think this one will get you the most compliments out of anything. I think this has the ability to pretty much make anybody you like give you that compliment of how good this actually smells. But for now, let's get you wearing it. Where have I not sprayed? Here we go. It does not want to spray. There we go. Go ahead and smell. I can see it in your eyes already. You like that one. All right. Let's put the cap back on. All right. So, to recap, we have Creed Aventus from the House of Creed. We have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Pour Homme. We have Versace Pour Homme EDP. We have Invictus. I believe it is Legend Eau de Perfume. Sauvage Eau de Perfume. Calvin Klein Euphoria Men. Playboy Endless Nights. Playboy New York. Pete and Pedro's line King. Pete and Pedro's line Hero. And Pete and Pedro's line Rebel. So, let me ask you, now that we've gone through them all, do you have anything you've been looking at that just caught your scent that you just have to have today? Alright. Yeah. Really? Not everybody comes in and gets that one. Okay. So, there's the buy one, get one today. So, would you like a second one? Yes. Yes, this is why I like you. Alright. So, we're going to put those two aside. And put all the other ones a little off to the side so that they don't impede our bonding moment, or as most people say, the transaction. So we've got these two ready for you to go. And would you like a bag? No? Okay. So I'm just going to ring you up. Where's my... Here it is. Alright. So if you will just scan your chip right there, we will be good to go. So go ahead. Alright, let's see. Did it take... There we go. Card approved. So, I will just hand these off to you and wish you the best of day. And I hope I could relax you, honestly. That's the second half of this store, is relaxing our customers and making them feel welcome. So, I really do appreciate you coming in today, and I hope you return to us. And next time you're in here, you've got to let me know how these two things worked out for you, because I can see it in your eyes. You've got a purpose. You are a driven individual, and I love it. I don't want to I don't want to give too many affirmations. Technically, the purchase is over, but I really enjoyed your presence today. So, thanks again. I will see you next time. Oh, remember, I'm Oliver. Thank you.